Frank Lampard will be the interim Chelsea manager. That has been confirmed. He has agreed to it. Paperwork is being signed, and that will lead Chelsea to the end of the season. For some, a very underwhelming appointment, considering the positivity surrounding Luis Enrique's interview yesterday and their pursuit of Julian Nagelsmann. It now also transpires that Chelsea Football Club have made contact with Jose Mourinho about a potential third spell at the football club. And on top of this, Chelsea are considering making an approach for Antonio Conte to become their manager once again. This is from Miguel Delaney. A very interesting 24 hours indeed for Chelsea supporters, because although the Nagelsmanns and Enriques are very exciting potential managers, you then start to look at the Antonio Contes and the Joses, and a question stands out of, do Chelsea know what they're doing? Is there a plan? Is there an ideology? Is there a style of football that they are married to, that their recruitment matches? And in turn, there's going to be some huge similarities and some synergy between the players they're buying and the manager they're bringing in. Because if you're interviewing Enrique and you're interviewing Jose Mourinho, there is a vast difference in their man management styles, their tactical approaches, their formations. This appears to be a bit of a mess. It really does appear to be a mess right now. At the end of it, you could end up with a brilliant manager, Chelsea. You could get back to the peak of your powers, but it's a little confusing. I want to take a look here at what a few pundits have said this morning about it. Of course, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, scan the QR code as well to download the latest episode of the Top 6 show on Spotify. Record-breaking numbers on there, so thank you to everybody. But as well as subscribing, click the bell notification button so you don't miss any more of our streams when we go live. Let's take a little listen here to Jim White.
Chelsea sit this morning in 11th position in the Premier League. Who could have thought that? They've won 10 in 29. And the way I see it, Simon, is they're bringing back in one of their own. The Bowling quite clearly is trying to get everybody on board in the short-term basis.
He is. Jim Wright's spot on. That's what they're doing. This is what I call populist thinking. Right, what can we do? We don't know what manager we want. We have no plan. We have no idea. It's going to take us weeks to find someone. And by the time them weeks come to an end, we're basically at the end of the season. So what can we do to get the home fans on side, cheering and singing and excited? Let's bring back a legend. Let's bring back a legend. Is it going to help Chelsea's season? Is it the right approach? Luis Enrique clearly wants a job. He's the best manager available that hasn't already been at your club before. Bring him in. Get it done. Start the work for next season now. That's my view. You may think a little bit differently. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cunley spoke about this as well. Let's take a listen.
Pick a manager. Go and get him. You've done it your whole lives.
Yeah.
Ever since,
Your whole lives.
So you've had the £1 billion owners.
Yeah, but
since they've come in, Chelsea Football Club get the best manager.
That's not always been the case. Robbie Di Matteo won us the Champions League.
There's actually 3 top managers available right now.
They're going to do their due diligence.
And Chelsea have got Lampard.
Mate, they're going to... Yes, but Lampard's not for the next 6 years.
I've got a question. If Lampard does well between now and the end of the season, do you think there's a possibility they do an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and give him the job on a full-time basis? And why has there been no due diligence? Why has there been no work towards new managers? If that's the case, again, as Chelsea fans, you have to look beyond the end of your nose and say, God, who the hell is running our football club? There should always be a plan of action. When a manager is struggling, how Graham Potter was.
Why are you not getting a manager now? Why is Enrique not coming in? Why is Nagelsmann not coming in? Why?
I'm not sure they want to come right now.
You're playing Real Madrid next week.
Mate, if it was me, I would join.
It's a no-brainer. You've got nothing to lose in the Premier League and everything to gain in the Champions League.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying, do they want to come right now or do they want to wait?
They want to come right now. They were in London. Luis Enrique was in London yesterday interviewing and putting his first foot forward for the job. Of course they want to come in now. That gives them real game experience of working out who is and isn't good enough for next season. Of course they've got to come in now. But listen, viewers, I want your thoughts And I want your feelings on this. Make sure you're smashing the like button and you are subscribing to the Football Terrace. Let's go. Media report coming out today that Edu is willing to meet a jaw-dropping demand for Declan Rice. That is the belief here. £100 million that Arsenal are willing to spend to land Declan Rice. That is a story doing the rounds across social media today. What is your thought and feeling on that, Arsenal fans? Is he worth that amount of money? Is he worth that level of income, in your opinion? That's a lot of money. It's a lot of your income taken away from buying him. But it's another big story that is circulating that states that Declan Rice is moving closer to an Arsenal move. On top of this, this is an article, a headline from an article that states that Manchester United is who the Giants they're referring to feel that the £80 million valued midfielder is going to Arsenal in the summer. There's a lot of talk that Manchester United have wanted to look at hijacking this deal, have been interested in this player, but have very much decided to pull away because they believe it's a signed and sealed delivery for Arsenal. And on top of that, this week, Declan Rice has also attended the birthday party of Gabriel Jesus. Him and just other Arsenal players, according to the reports that have come out, that he attended the birthday party of Gabriel Jesus. So a Manchester United right to go, we're probably going to pull away from this deal. We're probably going to step back away from it and focus on somebody else because Arsenal appear to be the front runners. We believe they're close. The player is out drinking and dining and celebrating the birthdays with Gabriel Jesus. Maybe there's a connection between those two and a friendship that we're not aware of. But he's out with Arsenal players celebrating birthdays. The media has been reporting for 2 solid months that personal terms are no problem. Arsenal are the front runners. That Declan Rice wants to come and play for Mikel Arteta. Now the story here from the Football Insiders that Arsenal are willing to break the £100 million mark to bring him in. That is huge. And it's a story that I'm going to keep a close eye on. 1, it'll be one of the biggest transfers in Premier League history. 2, it involves Arsenal getting stronger. 3, my club, Man United, are interested in him. And 4, I personally think Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders in Europe. And anybody signing him is going to go to another level. Anybody signing him is going to become a vastly superior team. I don't think you can get away from that. But viewers, what do you think? Out for Gabriel Jesus' birthday party. More breaking news stories from the mainstream media that Arsenal are willing to break the bank. No narrative has changed that he wants to join anybody else over Arsenal in the past couple of months. And he is the bookies' favourite. Where do you see Declan Rice going next season? Leave me your comments below now. Up next, the United hate continues. Before we go into this, hit the like button, as I always ask you to do very kindly for us. Scan that QR code on the screen now or click on the link in the description to listen to the latest episode of the Top 6. But here's Gabby Abonglahor talking about Anthony last night.
When I watch Anthony, I look at him and let's look at his stats for the starters. Plays 16 Premier League games, 3 goals, 0 assists. He's got 0 assists because of the way he plays. He gets the ball. I watch.
His creativity record isn't great for Man United, there's no doubt. But this video comes out after last night where a brilliant piece of control and a wonderful cross into the box to Sabitzer broke open the very resolute Brentford defence and gave Manchester United the opportunity to score. So he may not get the assist, but this is the hypocrisy I see within football punditry all the time now. When you have a player like Bruno or Rashford scoring and assisting, all you ever hear is the same thing of, well, football isn't just about goals and assists. Then you have somebody like Anthony, who isn't delivering how I want to see him deliver yet on a creativity level, but we start to discount the other elements of his game that are very, very good. The lack of balance in this analysis is a disgrace.
I watched him all season. I watched him last night.
What do you mean he couldn't beat an egg?
I play a cam on him last night, Ali, and he gets the ball. He knows in his mind he can't beat the fullback on the outside. So he pretends to go on the outside, comes back inside, gives it away. And if you're a striker, you're frustrated. Andy Cole come out and says that if he was a striker in his team, he'd be so frustrated because he's not going to get chances. Honestly, I would swap him any day of the week. Do you remember Antonio Valencia?
Yeah.
His first season at Manchester United, 7 goals, 13 assists. Season afterwards, 6 goals, 16 assists.
Listen, Antonio Valencia was brilliant in his early days at United. He wasn't world class, but he was brilliant. And you're talking about a man who won Premier League titles, trophies for got to a Champions League final. So you're talking about a very, very good player indeed. But the one thing I noticed him on than anything is this. Gabby Bongalhor is pulling out what you could argue is a weakness of last night or a negative from last night. But suddenly the positives are being ignored. Man United won a game last night and suddenly there's no focus on anything else. I went on to TalkSPORT's feed this morning. There isn't a single video published today or last night, barring the one you've just listened to there, that talks about Man United dominating Brentford, Man United getting back onto a winning streak, Man United getting back into the top 4, Man United looking resolute, Man United controlling the midfield, Rashford scoring again, Anthony being involved in the creation of that goal. The fact that we've done it without our main 2 midfielders that these individuals said we would not win a game without, yet we've got through to a semi-final of the FA Cup, quarterfinals of the Europa League, and I believe we'll beat Everton this weekend. And it'll be 2 Premier League wins from 3 without Casemiro, and they said we'd fall away at that point. But look, as you say, not a single story about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing on their website whatsoever. Not a single thing. And this is what I've been talking about for ages. Lazy punditry. Lazy punditry. They're attacking Anthony because they didn't think he had a great game last night, but ignoring the fact that Man United beat a team that have only lost 1 in 16. 1 in their last 16 league games they've lost up until last night, and Man United beat them. And suddenly that's not a story. But yet, if we'd have drawn the game, if we'd have won 2-1 and conceded the goal, we'd be getting ripped into. The bias stinks. And I'm not going to stop calling out these mugs until just more of you either switch off from them and stop listening to their nonsense, or more people start calling them out and make them change their ways, because it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment that these people are paid a living wage, not a living wage, beyond the living wage, sorry, to just sit there and peddle bullshit. This is the same guy, by the way, Gabby Bongalhor, that this morning has stated that Leicester City should bring back Martin. I repeat, Martin O'Neill.
Stop it. Get some help.
Listen, hit the like and the share button, subscribe to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all again soon.